Now that you understand how to conduct an informational interview and the role it plays in networking, you're probably asking yourself, where do I find people? And what do I say to get them to meet with me? In this video, we're going to go over ways to connect, email templates, and how to maintain the relationships you do make. When looking for people to conduct informational interviews with, first, start with who you already know or who they know. Ask your parents, your professors, or your friends if they know of anyone in your field of interests. If they say yes, see if they'll introduce you via email so you can set up a time to chat and gain information about their work. Second, you can use the UO Professional Network. These are professionals who have already committed to connecting with ducks, and they make themselves available for informational interviews, job shadows, and/or resume reviews. They are alumni, parents of current students, and friends of the U of O. At the end of this workshop, you can take a quick quiz on this material to gain access, and this tab will appear when you log into Duck Connect. You can then browse for professionals based on location, industry, job function, or even keyword search their major. Once you find someone you're interested in connecting with, review what they are offering, and then click the Contact Mentor button to write them an email. They will receive your message directly to their regular email inbox. Each professional network member can set a maximum number of students that can connect with them each month. If this button isn't there, it simply means the professional has reached their monthly maximum and you'll need to connect with them next month. This ensures that all the professionals are able to respond to the amount of students reaching out to them. A quick note, career service administrators do have access to read these initial emails. You can also use LinkedIn to find professionals you're interested in connecting with. You send them a connection invite or an in-mail asking for an informational interview. LinkedIn can be a very powerful tool for finding alumni to network with. By going to University of Oregon's page and clicking on Students and Alumni, you can see a breakdown of over 88,000 alumni and students. You can click on any one of these cities, workplaces, or industries and drill down to find individual people to connect with. Be aware, you are reaching out in an unsolicited fashion, and not everyone will respond to your invitation to connect for an informational interview. And lastly, you can attend networking events, career fairs, and join associations such as our own Alumni Association to meet people. Follow up after the event and ask if you can grab coffee and ask them some questions to gain some information. Now that you know where to find people, let's talk about what to say to them. Most of the time, you'll be requesting an informational interview via email, and you'll follow up with thank you emails after you meet with someone. We've provided some sample emails for you, and feel free to copy them and turn them into your own. Here is a sample introduction email. Start off the email with a greeting. Introduce yourself, include the basics, and highlight relevant strengths, skills, and experiences that help you connect with the professional, basically your introduction speech. Then, why are you contacting them? Point out the reasons why you're interested in connecting with them in particular and what you would like to learn from them. Then, state your request. Can we set up a time to talk over the phone in the next couple of weeks? Thank them in advance for acting upon your request. And lastly, sign off and include your full signature with contact information. Here are some additional email tips. Keep your email short and concise. Remember, this is just the start of a conversation. They're more likely to read the email if it's simple. Avoid using texting language, slang, or relaxed salutations such as hey. Instead, use professional language and salutations such as dear or greetings. Avoid making assumptions about someone's gender or marital status with the use of Mr., Miss, or using the term Mrs., which implies they are married. When in doubt, always use their full name in addressing them in your email until they indicate otherwise. Don't make demands in your emails such as, I need to speak with you right away for a class assignment. Instead, use appropriate tone that lets the reader decide to help, such as, can we set up a time to speak within the next few weeks? Always proofread before sending to catch any spelling or grammatical errors. And always make the professional the center of your request. Even if you've elected to speak with someone because they work at a specific organization, continue to make them and their story the focus of your request. So don't say, I'm excited to speak with you about Nike. I think Nike is an amazing company. I love their products and have always wanted to work there. Instead, you'll want to say something like, I'm interested in hearing about the path that led you to Nike, your role, and more about Nike's company culture from your perspective. And finally, after you hit send on that initial email, wait at least 10 days before following up again with your request. Now, I want to talk to you about the most important thing in this workshop, following up. After you conduct an informational interview, it is vital to follow up with a thank you letter and to keep your connection going over time. So here's a sample thank you letter, and there are more available for download. First, you'll want to start off by showing appreciation for the person's time, advice, and referrals. Then, highlight or comment on one or two ideas that you took away from the conversation and how they're going to help you. Discuss your next steps, whether that's contacting a colleague they referred you to or checking out some resources, and conclude the conversation by restating your appreciation and your intention for keeping them posted on your progress. You should send your thank you letter via email or in a card within at least 3 days of the meeting. A quick tip: sending a card through the regular mail is a great way to stand out. I personally save all the thank you cards students give me and have them on my bookshelf, and I remember those students each time I glance at them. After you send them a thank you letter, you'll want to keep the connection going. Remember, networking is about building relationships over time to help one another, and here's some easy ways to do that. Social media is a great way to keep the connection going. LinkedIn is the most appropriate professional way to connect. So if you have LinkedIn, send them a LinkedIn invite with a personalized message. This should be in addition to sending them a thank you email or a card. And if you both use Twitter for professional or career-related activities, then you can follow each other. You can also send them an email with an interesting article or a bit of information you learned in a class that directly relates to the conversation that you had, but make sure it's no more than about once a month. And finally, keep them updated and informed of any major school, career, or job advancement changes, and thank them for the role that they played. To wrap everything up, I want to share a quote that I think sums up networking. I've learned that people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel, by Maya Angelou. By asking questions, listening, and showing your appreciation, you'll make people feel that their advice is meaningful, that they've helped you, and that they matter. They won't forget it.